Have you ever thought about how your brain works when you're talking to someone? Probably not, but that's okay because I have. Welcome back to Listen to Leo. In today's video, I wanted to share what I was working on with buildinpublic.coach. For those of you who don't know, I'm building an AI chatbot that can act as your coach for building in public because sometimes it is hard and I don't want it to be. I think it should be easy. As I've been working on this project and I've been using it extensively myself, pretty much every day, because even though I coach people on how to build in public, somebody's got to coach the coach, right? But I realized that it wasn't doing a great job at keeping track of what I was telling it. I had bits and pieces that would go back and pull information out about who I was and what I was building, but the order I was taking didn't give me the best results. It would look up some stuff and then funnel it into kind of the AI, if you will, kind of the distinct entity that was doing the processing, and it would be like, great, now I need to know this. And it would send that back to the user because that was all it was. Just there were no more steps. So instead, I started thinking about how we actually have conversations with other people and what does that look like? And so on one hand, you've got the actual conversation itself, right? This is the chat history between the AI and the user. It's a record of all the messages getting passed back and forth between those two. But that's not enough, right? Like when we're talking to someone, we have that memory, but we also have the memory of, first of all other conversations we've ever had with this person, but also all the conversations we've had with everybody else. To some level of clarity at least. But what this told me is that I could actually explore the idea of having two different memories and kind of two different processes. And so there's the internal memory and process, which is kind of, okay, it figures out what it needs to know, looks stuff up as needed, gets that and brings it in, and then, sends that to kind of the external memory that says, here's the conversation. Now, after figuring out this answer, here is the, now just form it into some format that actually works within the conversation, right? And so far, I've actually seen much better results with that. And as an example, for Build Space Nights and Weekends, we're getting ready to have demo day. As part of that, we need a 90-second demo video. And, wasn't quite sure how to proceed. Okay. Guideline that we need to follow, but I was like, hey, can you help me write a script? And in this first example, we can see that it was like, yeah, I'll be helpful, but I need to get all of this information. I don't really know what anything is. And so can you give me more information? Whereas in this example, what we see is it was able to figure out exactly what was going on. It was able to give a much better answer. And for me, this is a huge quality gain. And it's also simpler in the code, honestly. Like instead of having this kind of convoluted tools that I go and access and pull in, now I actually have my class that kind of contains all of it. And I have a method that's respond to message. And within that, it calls an internal thinking process, which figures out what it needs to do. And then it figures out how to respond, and it responds. And from that standpoint, it's much easier to deal with. And I can do some tinkering kind of within that to get better results. And I can, add in different things. And honestly, I've been thinking about adding in different agents that can interact and actually have their own conversation histories between agents. But that's a video for another day, maybe next week. We'll see. But I think there's a lot that we can do in exploring the way that our brains actually process information. And we have this difference between the internal memory, the external memory. And that was actually a really great guiding thought as to how to make this AI much more performance. So I thought you'd find that interesting. Did you? Let me know in the comments. I guess if you're still here, you probably found it at least a little interesting. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.